Hello, and welcome to another episode of My Faith is Bigger Than My Fears podcast. I am your host, Tamala Ingram. And again, I just want to say thank you for tuning in to another episode. Can you believe that we are in the last Monday of June? When this episode comes out, it is the 30th of June. OMG, I cannot believe this month is almost over. Where has the time gone? Where has the month gone? But I want to ask you a couple of questions. Have you been able to execute some of your goals that you made at the beginning of the year? Where are you at in this month? How are you feeling? What is going on? I know we have a lot that is going on in our personal lives, but I just want to ask you this question. Why are we constantly cheering others on, but we're not cheering ourselves on? I don't understand. Please explain. All right, so let's talk about this. Why are we constantly cheering others on, but not cheering ourselves on the way that we cheer others? So we're going to learn how to become our biggest cheerleaders. So let's sit in that for a minute. I want you to think about this. How are you going to become your biggest cheerleader? What are some of the things that you're going to change today to be different? Because we're not going to keep playing small. So sometimes you have to become your own biggest cheerleader. I thought about this all week, and we all do this. We all go above and beyond for certain people. We support others. We post their content. We might share it. We might like it. We might go to their events. We might show up for them. We congratulate them. We're praying for others. We are supporting others, but yet we do not get that in return. I've prayed for people, believe in them, that God would help change their situation around, and witness with my own eyes God answering our prayers, their prayers. And once the person's situation has changed, they literally stopped reaching out as if they have arrived. It felt like, dang, they don't need me anymore. They only needed me to help them get through a certain situation. And sometimes that's what it is. Sometimes it is just for us to be able to get through certain situations, certain seasons with people. But does it feel good? Absolutely not. It does not feel good. What about those phone calls? What about those late night counseling sessions that you have with others, even when you're exhausted and you're tired? What about the motivational words that you've given to somebody? So I want to say to you, if you cannot be your own biggest cheerleader, don't be nobody else's. They're not supporting you. They're not reaching out. They're not coming back to tell you thank you for the times when they were in their lowest of lows and their darkest times. You realize that people are going to show up for who they want to show up for. People are going to reach out to who they want to reach out to. And people are going to cheer for who they want to cheer for. So I want to ask you this. If you cannot be anyone else's cheerleader until you are your own cheerleader, when you start supporting yourself the way that you support others, when you start accomplishing things because now you are not afraid of being your own cheerleader, when you start setting boundaries with others, you realize that you matter. You matter. I matter. So no more overextending ourselves to people who don't overextend themselves to us. Stop it. Like today, it's out. Like we're done. It's one thing to reach out, and it's another thing when you're always constantly reaching out and overextending yourself to people who are not giving you the same energy in return. Sometimes we have to really think about, why are we so quick to reach out to others and check on them? Why are we so quick to cheer others on? Who's reaching out to you just because? Who's checking in and cheering on you when you have big accomplishments? Who's sharing your business or events on their pages? Who's actually telling you, I'm proud of you, just because? If you have those people who support you the way that you support them, keep cheering them on, because those are your people and they're going to have your back no matter what. If you're always a cheerleader and making sure others are good, it's time for you to switch the roles. It's time for you to become your own biggest cheerleader. It's okay if you're the only one cheering for yourself. You might think you're the only one cheering for yourself, because I would tell you this: God is always cheering us on. He's always got our back. He knows what we need. He knows what we're doing. He sees all, right? So regardless if you feel like you're by yourself cheering, just hear the Lord cheering you on and saying, I'm so proud of you. Keep going. I knew you could do it. Just hear his voice. I even want to say this: God watches our motives. He knows our hearts, right? He knows our thoughts. So I will ask you this: why are you also supporting that person who's not supporting you? Is it for your own validation, or is it to be seen? And if that's the reason why you're doing it, that's your reward, because God sees it. Remember, he sees it all. If you're not doing it from a pure heart, then you really need to ask yourself, why am I doing it? Because some people are actually cheering others on and they don't even like that person. They don't even like what they're doing. They actually have envy and jealousy of what the person is even accomplishing. And so you're around, why? Just to keep in contact with the person or keep up with the person's doing. But yet at the end of the day, you're not even supporting them because you have jealousy and envy in your heart. And I'm not saying that's the case with some people, but there are people who are cheering you on who are not really cheering you on. So you don't want those people around you anyway. You really have to ask God for discernment and bring the right people in your life who are really cheering you on, who has your back no matter what, and you both have each other's back. I also want to say that if you think that God is not watching who you're cheering on, and if it's not from a pure heart, you can't fool God. You might fool men, but you can't fool God, and he sees all. So I want to say, if you are overextending yourself to others, like I said again, stop it. Become overextending to yourself. Be your own cheerleader, and in the same way you show up for others, show up for yourself. Give yourself the exact same energy, or even bigger than you would give to somebody else. And stop looking for people to validate you. God is the only person and the only one who can validate you. The only validation that you need is from Jesus Christ. And you know why? It's because he's the one that died on the cross for your sins and for mine. And so that's all we need right there. So here is to all the people who go hard for others, but not for yourself. No more. Do you hear me? Say it with me. No more. I can't hear you. Say no more. But you're tired and you still show up for others. You're going to show up for yourself that time. If you're tired, you're going to still show up for yourself. If you need motivation, you're going to give yourself that pep talk. If nobody else is giving you a pep talk, sending you encouraging word, guess what? You can go to the Word of God. You can give yourself a pep talk. That's all you need. If you're feeling like you're not being seen by others, guess what? Like I said, God sees you. And that should be more than enough to know that you are seen, you are loved, you are being cheered on. Even if no one is yelling from you or no one's having their pom-poms out, someone's cheering for you. Someone got your back. Someone actually wants to see you accomplish things. Someone actually is praying for you that you have no idea. But these are your people, though. Your people always are going to have your back. They're going to cheer loud for you, too. And they're going to let people know they're cheering you on. That's the thing. When you're cheering for people and people are cheering for you, we show up and you know we're cheering for you. Like I know they're cheering for me. I also say it's important. It's so important that we're not shrinking either. That we are so afraid to cheer for ourselves. That's the reason why we don't. It's because we shrink, because we're afraid. It's important that we are not depleting ourselves on others while having nothing left to give to ourselves. So, like I said, no more shrinking. Give yourself the same energy that you would give to somebody else. And don't allow your fears to cause you to not keep moving. Or don't allow the fears of no one's cheering you on as you think to not push you. Keep going. Whatever it is, keep going. Keep doing it, especially if God told you to do it. Even when it doesn't make sense, keep going. Keep going. Let me say this too. The cheering for others that don't cheer for you, that ends today. Stop being everyone else's biggest cheerleader and learn to be your own biggest cheerleader. I think about my son. I always go to my son when he's playing football and he's out there on a Friday night and it's loud. And he doesn't hear us cheering him on when he's getting ready to make a play. But I can only imagine in his mind that he can hear the Lord or even himself cheering him on his own self on. That's why I said sometimes you have to know how to be your own biggest cheerleader, no matter what situation you're in. So I ask you the question again. Why are you constantly cheering someone else on, but you're not cheering yourself on? So if that's you, it ends today. No more. So again, I am your host, Tamala Ingram. Thank you again for tuning in to another episode of My Faith is Bigger Than My Fears podcast, where we encourage, we motivate, we put our faith and trust in God, and we conquer our fears one episode at a time. New episodes come out every Monday. Please comment, like, subscribe, rate, all that fun stuff. Follow me on my YouTube page, and I'm on every social media under My Faith is Bigger Than My Fears. Again, learn how to be your own biggest cheerleader. Until next time.